Vegas Golden Knights versus Tampa Bay Lightning. The Vegas Golden Knights visit the Tampa Bay Lightning on Sunday in a matchup that features two teams trending in opposite directions. Vegas enters the contest as a dominant early-season force at 5-0-2, sitting atop the Pacific Division with 12 points, while Tampa Bay has stumbled out of the gate at 2-4-2 and resides at the bottom of the Atlantic Division standings with 6 points. The contrast is striking. The Golden Knights look every bit like a contender, primed for another deep run, whereas the Lightning are searching for stability and identity, trying to regain the championship-caliber aura that defined them for years. With the season still young, Tampa Bay aims to reset their campaign against an elite opponent, while Vegas seeks to maintain its blistering pace. Goaltending could define the complexion of this game. Vegas has leaned on a strong tandem, but Adin Hill has been the standout early on with a 2-2-0 record, a sharp 2.73 goals against average, and a .888 save percentage, while Akira Schmid has been even better statistically at .400 with a 2.57 GAA and a .899 save percentage. Hill's athletic style contrasts with Schmid's positional calm, and either netminder gives Vegas confidence. Tampa Bay, meanwhile, is accustomed to elite goaltending, yet Andrei Vasilevsky hasn't found his dominant form, sporting a 3-3-0 record with a 3.41 goals against average and .885 save percentage. Jonas Johansson at 1-0-0 with a 3.06 GAA and .906 save percentage has been a capable but limited option. The Lightning's path to victory almost certainly requires Vasilevsky to deliver a vintage performance to withstand Vegas's heavy offensive pressure. Vegas's offensive leaders have fueled their early surge, led by Jack Eichel with 16 points on 6 goals and 10 assists, providing both dynamic scoring and playmaking stability. Pavel Dorofeyev has emerged as a surprising scoring spark with 7 goals, while Mark Stone is generating impact in his usual all-around fashion with 11 assists and strong two-way contributions. Tampa Bay relies on new faces and returning veterans to carry their attack. Jake Guentzel leads the Lightning with 7 points, 2 goals, 5 assists, offering a mixture of scoring touch and experienced composure, while Ryan McDonough has surprisingly chipped in offensively with 3 goals, despite his primary role as a defensive anchor. The Lightning will need greater secondary scoring if they hope to keep pace with a Vegas team averaging 4.29 goals per game compared to Tampa Bay's 2.57. Recent form tells an even clearer story. Vegas has taken 4 of its last 5, beating tough opponents like Carolina, Calgary twice, and Boston, with only an overtime loss to Seattle preventing a perfect run. The Golden Knights' confidence is surging, and their road success complements their balanced attack and defensive structure. Tampa Bay has struggled, losing 4 of its last 5, including close defeats to Chicago, Columbus, Detroit, and Washington, often falling short late in games. The lone bright spot was a 4-3 road win in Boston, proving they can still rise to the moment. Injuries have also hindered the Lightning, with Scott Sabourin ruled out, Nico Huhtanen on injured reserve, and Nick Paul sidelined until early November, depriving them of physicality, depth scoring, and lineup flexibility. The standings add weight to the stakes. Vegas wants to widen its Pacific Division lead early, while Tampa Bay needs to avoid losing further ground in an Atlantic Division led by Montreal and Detroit. Though no single October game defines a season, a win over a powerhouse could spark the Lightning's turnaround and restore confidence. Depth favors Vegas, with stronger bottom-6 forward production and a more settled defensive structure. The Lightning's late-game execution, especially on special teams, remains a concern, having allowed costly goals while struggling to convert power play chances consistently. X factors could decide the result. If Eichel continues to dictate the pace, Vegas's top line may overwhelm Tampa's defense. Special teams efficiency, particularly penalty killing, might swing momentum rapidly. For the Lightning, Guentzel will need to play like a true game-breaker, and Vasilevsky must deliver a performance that reminds the league why he's one of the most feared goaltenders in the sport. Prediction: Vegas enters as the more cohesive, confident group, and the statistical matchup tilts heavily in their favor. Expect the Golden Knights to control possession and pace, ultimately earning a 3-1 victory. Tampa Bay could keep it tight if Vasilevsky elevates his play and the offense capitalizes on limited chances, but the visitors remain the more complete team at this stage of the season. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Vegas Golden Knights winner. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Utah Mammoth versus Winnipeg Jets. The Central Division Titans as the surging Utah Mammoth visit the Winnipeg Jets for a heavyweight clash between two of the early season's sharpest contenders. Utah enters at 7-2-0, riding a 5-game win streak that's vaulted them to the top of the division with 14 points. Winnipeg sits close behind at 6-2-0 with 12 points, looking to protect home ice and make up ground in what's quickly shaping up to be a fierce 3-way race with Colorado. Both teams have found their rhythm early, Utah leaning on relentless depth scoring and steady goaltending, while Winnipeg's power play and home dominance have turned them into one of the most efficient two-way clubs in the conference. Between the pipes, both sides boast formidable tandems. For Utah, Karel Vejmelka has emerged as the stabilizer with a 6-1-0 record, a 2.01 goals against average, and a .905 save percentage. He's expected to start again, anchoring a Mammoth defense that allows just 23 shots per game, among the stingiest marks in the league. Backup Vitek Vanacek at 1-1-0 with a 2.01 GAA and .897 SV percent offers depth if needed, but Vejmelka's hot hand gives Utah the edge in net consistency. Across the ice, Connor Hellebuyck remains Winnipeg's rock, posting a 4-2-0 mark with a 2.01 GAA and a .932 SV percent. His technical precision and rebound control have been vital in close contests, while Eric Comrie's solid 2.00 record .926 save percentage ensures the Jets' crease is never vulnerable. In a matchup this tight, one spectacular save could swing the balance. Offensively, Utah's attack revolves around Nick Schmaltz, who's on a tear with 15 points, 7 goals, 8 assists, including 3 power play goals and 34 shots. His chemistry with Utah's top line has turned the Mammoth into a high-tempo puck possession threat. Winnipeg's response comes through Captain Mark Scheifele, who mirrors Schmaltz's pace with 12 points, 7 goals, 5 assists, and Kyle Connor, a creative winger with 6 goals, 4 assists, and a +4 rating. Both offenses average 3.5 goals per game, but their styles diverge. Utah thrives on transition speed and puck recovery, while Winnipeg's precision passing and heavy slot presence drive a lethal 25.8% power play. The Mammoth counter with a disciplined penalty kill, 75%, and a more balanced scoring spread across their top 6, setting up a tactical chess match between structure and firepower. Form-wise, Utah has been untouchable. Their last 5 games show dominance across all fronts. Wins over Minnesota, 6-2, St. Louis, 7-4, Colorado, 4-3 overtime, Boston, 3-2, and San Jose, 6-3. They've averaged nearly 5 goals per night during that stretch, scoring in bunches and holding firm defensively. Winnipeg, meanwhile, has gone 4-1 in their last 5, rebounding from a shutout loss to Seattle, 3-0, with a convincing 5-3 win over Calgary. The Jets have outscored opponents 18-11 during that run and are 3-2 at home, where Hellebuyck often elevates his game. Injuries, however, could impact both lineups. Utah will be without key center Alexander Kerfoot, IR until December, and defensemen Sean Durzi and Juuso Välimäki, limiting their blue line depth. Winnipeg faces similar challenges, missing Adam Lowry, Cole Perfetti, and Dylan Samberg, all core contributors whose absences strain the team's bottom six and second defensive pairing. Both benches will rely heavily on secondary forwards and special teams to fill those gaps. The stakes are clear in the Central Division standings. Utah leads with 14 points, just one ahead of Colorado and two clear of Winnipeg. A regulation win for the Jets would tighten the race and protect their home ice leverage, while a mammoth victory would widen the early gap and further assert Utah as the Western Conference's breakout contender. X factors for this game start with special teams. Winnipeg's elite power play, 25.8%, faces Utah's aggressive penalty kill. Whoever wins that mini-battle likely wins the night. Goaltending consistency will be crucial. Melka's rebound control and Hellebuyck's composure under pressure could define the pace. Lastly, Nick Schmaltz's playmaking against Winnipeg's top defensive pair may tilt the offensive momentum. If he continues his current form, Utah could stretch their win streak to 6. Prediction: Anaheim Ducks 4, Tampa Bay Lightning 2. The Ducks' balance and confidence, combined with Tampa Bay's ongoing struggles and injuries, make Anaheim the more complete team heading into this clash. Their forecheck and improved defensive structure have created consistent scoring chances, while their young core continues to mature under pressure. Unless Vasilevsky delivers a vintage performance and single-handedly keeps the Lightning afloat, the Ducks should extend Tampa's losing streak and strengthen their hold on a top 3 Pacific Division spot. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Utah Mammoth winner. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Dallas Stars versus Nashville Predators. Two Central Division rivals meet in Nashville as the Dallas Stars, 4-3-1, 2-1-0 away. Visit the Nashville Predators, 4-3-2, 4-3-2, 4-3-2. 3-1-1 home for a critical early season matchup. Both clubs sit in the middle of the division standings. Nashville 5th with 10 points, Dallas right behind with 9, making this head-to-head a valuable opportunity to climb toward the top tier, led by Utah, Colorado, and Winnipeg. The Stars arrive looking to build on a gritty 3-2 win over Carolina that snapped a 3-game skid, while Nashville aims to defend home ice after a narrow 2-1 win over Vancouver. The narratives are clear. Dallas is fighting inconsistency amid key injuries, while Nashville continues to rely on strong goaltending and structured defense under Juuse Saros. The goaltending duel could define this contest. Jake Oettinger, Dallas's primary starter, carries a 4-2-1 record with a 3.15 goals against average and .899 save percentage. He's been solid but occasionally streaky, struggling with rebound control in recent outings. Meanwhile, Saros continues to anchor Nashville with a 3-2-2 record, 2.53 GAA, and .911 save percentage, numbers that underscore his status as one of the league's most dependable netminders. Dallas has leaned more on offense to compensate for average defensive play, while Nashville thrives when Saros keeps games tight and the blue line limits high-danger chances. Backup options: Casey DeSmith and Jussi Annunen have each logged one loss with save percentages barely above .800, leaving both teams heavily dependent on their starters to perform. Offensively, Dallas holds the statistical edge, averaging 3.00 goals per game, compared to Nashville's 2.38. Mikko Rantanen leads the Stars with 10 points, 3 goals, 7 assists, providing both scoring and playmaking stability, especially on the power play where Dallas converts at 31.8%. Wyatt Johnston's finishing touch, 5 goals and a 26 shot output, has added youthful spark, though the team misses the veteran leadership of Jamie Benn and the creativity of Roope Hintz. Nashville, meanwhile, is paced by veteran Ryan O'Reilly, who has 8 points, 5 goals, 3 assists, and remains a consistent force at both ends of the rink. His chemistry with Filip Forsberg and the steady blue line production from Roman Josi, 4 assists, keep Nashville balanced, despite limited offensive depth. The Predators' power play lags at just 7.4%, but their penalty kill efficiency, 89.3%, compensates by shutting down opposing special teams. Recent form tilts slightly toward Nashville's stability. The Predators have taken points in 3 of their last 5, including close contests against Montreal and Vancouver, while Dallas's 1-4 stretch before the Carolina win reveals defensive lapses that have cost them leads. The Stars have allowed 3.71 goals per game during that span, though their shot generation, 26.9 per game, shows offensive intent. Nashville's recent scoring drought, averaging just 2.0 goals per game in the same window, suggests a need for secondary scoring beyond O'Reilly and Forsberg. Injury lists could heavily influence the outcome. Dallas remains without Ben, expected back November 11th, Matt Duchene, out for the day, Oscar Beck, IR, and Niels Lundqvist, IR until November 1st. Hintz is day-to-day, a potential late addition that could shift the forward balance. Nashville's defense is thin with Roman Josi also out until mid-November, leaving a major void in both power play coordination and transitional play. Without Josi's 26-minute workload, Nashville's defensive pairings will face relentless forechecking from Rantanen and Johnston. In the broader standings context, both teams are hovering just outside the top 4 in a tight Central Division race. With Utah, Colorado, and Winnipeg setting the early pace, every divisional point counts. Dallas, 1 point back of Nashville, could leapfrog the Predators with a regulation win, while Nashville can solidify its home ice dominance with another strong defensive performance. The X factors in this matchup may come down to special teams, goaltending composure, and star reliability. If Rantanen and Ettinger both perform to expectation, Dallas's superior power play could be decisive. Conversely, if Saros replicates his .911 efficiency while O'Reilly continues to drive the top line, Nashville's structured low-scoring approach could prevail. Prediction: expect a tight defensive battle where goaltending dictates pace. Dallas's power play and shot generation give it a narrow statistical advantage, but Nashville's home form and penalty kill resilience cannot be overlooked. Analytics give Dallas a 52% edge, though a special teams mistake could shift momentum. Final: Stars 3, Predators 2, OT. Dallas takes the season opener on the road at Bridgestone Arena. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Dallas Stars winner. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Edmonton Oilers versus Vancouver Canucks. The Edmonton Oilers and Vancouver Canucks meet for the second time this season in what promises to be an intense Pacific Division showdown at Rogers Arena. Edmonton enters the matchup at 4-4-1, looking to build consistency after a streaky start, while Vancouver sits at 4-5-0 and desperate to claw its way back into the division race. With both clubs hovering around .500, the stakes are high. The Oilers aim to solidify playoff positioning, and the Canucks seek to halt early season inconsistency before it snowballs. Edmonton took the first meeting 3-1 earlier this month, adding extra motivation for the home team to even the series. Between the pipes, the goaltending duel could be pivotal. Edmonton is expected to ride Stuart Skinner, 2-2-1, 2.17 GAA, 909 SV%, who's quietly stabilized after a shaky start. His efficiency contrasts sharply with backup Calvin Pickard's .844 save percentage, underscoring Skinner's importance as the defensive anchor. Vancouver counters with Thatcher Demko, 3-2-0, 2.24 GAA, 927 SV%. One of the league's steadiest netminders despite limited offensive support. Demko's calm presence and elite rebound control have kept Vancouver competitive in tight games, while backup Kevin Lankinen, 1-3-0, 3.60 GAA, .873 SV%, has struggled. The goaltending edge leans toward the Canucks, But Edmonton's firepower can test even the sharpest keeper if Demko doesn't stay perfect. Offensively, the Stars will shine. Edmonton's Connor McDavid continues to define elite playmaking with 11 points, 1 goal, 10 assists, orchestrating an attack that's lethal on the power play, 28%. He's supported by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who leads the team with 5 goals, providing the secondary scoring that balances McDavid's creativity. On Vancouver's side, Connor Garland has emerged as the spark plug, tallying 9 points, 3G, 6A, to pace the offense. Kiefer Sherwood's surprising 5 goals add depth scoring, but Vancouver's power play has sputtered at just 14.3%. For the Canucks to keep pace, Garland and Sherwood must capitalize on limited chances, especially given Edmonton's improved penalty kill, 81%. Recent form tilts slightly toward Edmonton. The Oilers have gone 2-3 in their last 5, including a gritty 3-2 overtime win over Ottawa and a 6-5 thriller versus Montreal, showing their ability to outscore problems even when defensive lapses appear. Vancouver, meanwhile, has dropped 2 straight and 3 of its last 5, including close losses to Nashville and Montreal. Their road fatigue was evident, but returning home could reset momentum. The Canucks' discipline, however, remains an issue. 73 penalty minutes compared to Edmonton's 44 have repeatedly cost them games. Injuries loom large for both sides. Edmonton will miss Zach Hyman, IRLT, out until November, 1, Kasperi Kapanen and Alec Regula, thinning their forward depth and blue line rotation. Vancouver's list is longer. Jonathan Lekkerimäki, Derek Forbort, and Teddy Bluger are all sidelined until early November, while Niels Hoglander and Philip Chytil remain unavailable for weeks. That puts extra strain on Vancouver's middle 6 and defense core, testing their endurance against Edmonton's speed-heavy transition play. Within the Pacific Division, the picture is tight. Vegas and Seattle sit atop with 12 points. Anaheim, Los Angeles, and Edmonton follow closely at 9, and Vancouver trails slightly with 8. A Canucks win would vault them past Edmonton, while an Oilers victory could elevate them into the top 3. It's early, but these head-to-head battles often decide tiebreakers come April. X factors may determine the night's outcome. Edmonton's power play, led by McDavid and Nugent-Hopkins, remains one of the NHL's most feared units, while Demko's goaltending could neutralize that edge if he maintains his form. Conversely, Vancouver's physicality and forecheck could expose Edmonton's defensive gaps if the Oilers get pinned deep. Expect special teams to play a defining role. Discipline and composure will likely separate the winner from the loser. Prediction: Edmonton's balanced attack and sharper special teams give them a slight statistical edge, but Vancouver's goaltending advantage and home ice energy narrow the margin. Expect a close contest that could swing on a late power play, a key turnover, or a McDavid highlight reel play. Both teams are capable of generating chances in transition, making puck management and discipline critical. The most probable outcome: Edmonton 4, Vancouver 3, OT. A hard-fought battle that keeps the Oilers trending upward while leaving the Canucks with more questions than answers regarding depth scoring and defensive reliability. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Edmonton Oilers winner. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box.